All right, welcome back to a new special episode of the Girls Book Club in the Vodka Book Club. Yeah! Because today is a special episode because today, first and foremost, it's episode 327, guys. 327, guys. 327 episode, guys. Which is so much episode. So cheers for that. Cheers, Chaim. So many episodes. Oh, I'm really proud of it. And second reason, this is a special episode is because today, as you can see, we start a new book. We finish Crash It by Gary Vaynerchuk. And now we start Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. And it's going to be savage. So guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're already familiar with the channel, welcome back. My name is Zaki and I'm the host. And on this podcast, guys, we're working together on speaking level, reading level, and on our communication skills to stand in front of the camera and to communicate well for the camera. I'm doing this podcast because I truly believe that English is the number one tool that teach one of us smart more and to be successful in life. And the second tool that is going to help us a lot is to learn to communicate well for the camera. And if you take those two skills and you can combine them together, you can create great content with the internet. You can influence billions of all around of people all around the world with the internet. So just do it, guys. And I open that by sharing with you guys my own struggle, my own journey of improving my English. Excuse me. And inspire some people, the obstacles, the failures, the ups and downs, the obstacles that I'm facing during the process of podcasting 5 episodes per week, extremely exciting episodes per week. Now everyone comes with the life lessons. I've been inspired people like you, the ladies and gentlemen that are watching the podcast right now. I've been inspired people like you to also do the same, to share something with the world, inspire the world, work on English, and just speak your truth to the world because the world needs to hear your truth. And guys, today we got this friend. I didn't notice that she had a companion. I just saw the girl standing. Now when you make the picture, you see the everything. So these gangs, they come to the podcast, they say, okay, we want to visit you. So if you can see me, if you want to know where I am, I'm under this tree. Over there, podcasting, and they are watching because all the streets are full of people that are coming to the podcast. And she also wants to go to the podcast, so she put herself over there. Now she can see me. And if you want to check them out and to say hi to them, you know where you can find them on 3, 2, 1, kaboom. That's right, you can find this great background on good fun. And this great background of upload to good fun. Banana Zone then Vanilka on 21 December 2017. And it's downloaded already 2,724 times. And of course, we like it, guys, because we want to show our appreciation to the artist. And guys, if you want to download the picture, just need to choose the resolution from here. Press download. Right click on the picture, go to Shmirat Not B'Shem Milim, or pictures in English, and type down and comment below what it in language, and all of us need to guess from where you are all around the universe. Press on it. Choose the moment to save it on your computer. Press save and comment just like that. You will get this grand background on the computer. So thank you very much for the artist who made this grand background, and thank you very much for Vanika for sharing this grand background with us. And if you can see the background, then now watch me weep. Now watch me. Anyway. You can see that my color are brighter, and if you want to check, if you want to know how I did it, it's from on PowerPoint, and I got a kind of a guide how to do it, a tutorial on the previous episode. So you can on 2 episodes ago, episode 325. So you can check it out. And today, guys, today we start this great book called Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion by RobertCialdini. And this book is teach us how the influence, how market, how people are influencing us, and how the influence power is working. The psychology of persuasion. Now we get persuaded by others, and now we can persuade others to go with us. Wait a minute. Let's come out here. And I started to read this book in an audiobook. I think 1 year or 2 years ago, and I really like it. And now my friend didn't know that I know that I already read the book, and he told me I got this great book about influence, and he sent me this book, and I said, "Damn, it's a really good book." And I I appreciate my friend I appreciate his opinion, and he said, let's read the book. So I said, you know what? Yeah, he sent me this. So I said, so I thought to myself, after we finish Gary Vaynerchuk, crash it, now it's time to know how to influence people. And now we get influence, and how to make our content much better, and how to expand our brand, our personal brand on the internet. So this book is just like a glove to our feet, to end, fit like a glove to our hand. Guys, if you want to check out this grand account, or if you want to check out the book and the Robert B. Cialdini social media account, you got all the link in the description below, so make sure to check them out and like them. And guys, if anyone of you any suggestion for me, you can go and say for the podcast, or if anyone of you want to come to the podcast, be a guest on the podcast, share a message with the board, inspire the board, and make a difference because we're here and justify and have a great time with me in English. Guys, you know, I'm a really nice guy in English, so please let me know in the comments below so we can imagine. And guys, you are more than welcome. If you learn something new to the channel, maybe something that I said on the book, or maybe you learn your own life lessons from somewhere else, you are more than welcome to share with us, with the community, all your wisdom in the comment section below, so all of us can enrich our life and improve ourselves thanks to your wisdom. And to say thank you very much in advance. And one last thing, guys, before we move to the book, if you enjoy the process, if you like the video, if you learn something new for the channel, please consider to show your support by liking this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, put the notification bell, ding, so you'll be notified on each of the extremely exciting episodes that come with YouTube, ding. I know it's going to be 5 extremely exciting episodes per week, so make sure to ring on the bell. Guys, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks from your side, and it's really going to have a big impact on me, so thank you very much if you consider to do it. And now, guys, now, it's the time that we all been waiting for. Influence. Let's move to the book. Influence. The Power and the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert. I need to get used to it. Robert B. Cialdini, page 7 to page 9. Page 7 to page 10, I think it's going to be. Introduction. So we need to change it over here. So yeah, I think it's going to be 10. Introduction. Meet, but the legend, the one is the man himself. Give me Mr. Drum, please. Give Mr. Drum, please. Give Mr. Drum, please. It's your boy, AK. Yeah. So let's go. Chaim. Ching. Let's finish it. Introduction. Now we can start. I can admit it freely now. All my life I've been a pasty. I don't know what is pasty. For as long as I can recall, I've been an easy mark for the pitches of peddlers, fundraisers, and operators of one sort of another. True, only some of those people have had these honorable motives. The others, representatives of certain charitable agencies, for instance, have had the best of intentions. No matter. With personally disquieting frequency, I have always found myself in possession of unwanted magazine subscriptions, or tickets to the sanitation workers' bed. Probably this long-standing status as sucker accounts for my interest in the study of compliance. Just what are the factors that cause one person to say yes to another person? And which techniques most effectively use those factors to bring about such compliance? I wondered why it is what a I wondered why it is that a request stated in a certain way will be rejected. I wondered why is it that a request stated in a certain way will be rejected, while a request that asks for the same favor in a slightly different fashion will be successful. So in my role as an experimental social psychologist, I began to do research into the psychology of compliance. At first, the research took the form of experiments performed, for the most part, in my laboratory and on college students. I wanted to find out which psychological principles influence the tendency to comply with a request. Right now, psychologists know quite a bit about those principles, what they are and how they work. I have characterized such principles as weapons of influence and will report on some of the most important in the upcoming chapters. After a time though, I began to realize that the experimental work, while necessary, wasn't enough. It didn't allow me to judge the importance of the principles in the world beyond the psychology building and the campus where I was examining them. It became clear that if I was to understand fully the psychology of compliance, I would need to broaden my scope of investigation. I would need to look to the compliance professionals, the people who had been using the principles on me all my life. They know what works and what wasn't and what doesn't. The law of survival of the fittest assures it. Their business is to make us comply, and their livelihoods depend on it. Those who don't know how to get people to say yes soon fall away. Those who do stay and flourish. Of course, the compliance professionals aren't the only ones who know about and use those principles to help them get their way. We all employ them and fall victim to them to some degree in our daily interactions with neighbors, friends, lovers, and offspring. But the compliance practitioners have much more than the vogue and the amateurish understanding of what works than the rest of us. As I thought about it, I knew that they represented the richest vein of information about compliance available to me. For nearly 3 years, then, I combined my experimental studies with a decidedly more entertaining program of systematic immersion into the world of compliance professionals, sales operators, fundraisers, recruiters, advertisers, and others. The purpose was to observe from the inside the techniques and strategies most commonly and effectively used by a broad range of compliance practitioners. That program of observation sometimes took the form of interviews with the practitioners themselves, and sometimes with the natural enemies. For example, police Banco Squad officers, consumer agencies of certain of the practitioners. At other times, it involved an intensive examination of the written materials by which compliance techniques are passed down from one generation to another. Sales manuals and the like. Most frequently though, it has taken the form of a participant observation. Participant observation is a research approach in which the researcher becomes a spy of sport, become a spy of songs. We've discussed the identity, discussed DISGUISED, and intent. The investigator infiltrates the setting of interest and becomes a full-fledged participant in the group to be studied. So when I wanted to learn about the companions tactics of encyclopedia, or vacuum cleaner, or portrait photography, or dance lesson, sales organizations, I would answer a newspaper ad for sales trainers, and I have them teach me their methods. Using similar but not identical approaches, I was able to penetrate advertising, public relations, and fundraising agencies to examine their techniques. Much of the evidence presented in this book, then, comes from my experience posing as a compliance professional or aspiring professional in a large variety of organizations dedicated to getting us to say yes. One aspect of what I learned in this 3-year period of participant observation was most instructive. Although there are thousands of different tactics that companions practitioners employ to produce yes, the majority fall within 6 basic categories. Each of those categories is governed by a fundamental psychological principle that directs human behavior and, in so doing, gives the tactics their power. The book is organized around those 6 principles, one to a chapter. The principles: consistency, reciprocation, social proof, authority, liking, and scarcity, are each discussed in terms of their function in the society and in terms of how their enormous force can be commissioned by a companion's professional who deftly incorporates them into requests for purchases, donations, concessions, votes, assets, etc. It is worthy of note that I have not included among the 6 principles the simple rule of material self-interest, that people want to get the most and pay the least for the choices. This omission does not stem from any perception on my part that the desire to maximize benefits and minimize the cost is unimportant in driving our decision. Nor does it come from any evidence I have that compliance professionals ignore the power of this rule. Quite the opposite. In my investigations, I frequently saw practitioners use, sometimes honestly, sometimes not, the compelling "I can give you a good deal" approach. I choose not to treat the material self-interest rule separately in this book because I see it as motivational given. As a goes without saying factor that deserves acknowledgement, but not extensive description. Finally, each principle is examined as to its ability to produce a distinct kind of automatic mindless compliance from people. That is, a willingness to say yes without thinking first. The evidence suggests There's a ever-accelerating pace and the informational crash of modern life will make this particular form of unthinking competence more and more prevalent in the future. It will be increasingly important for the society. Therefore, to understand the how and why of automatic influence. It has been some time since the first edition of Influence was published. In this intent, some things have happened that I feel deserved a place in this new edition. First, we now know more about the influence process than before. The study of persuasion, compliance, and change has advanced, and the pages that follow have been adapted to reflect that progress. In addition to an overall update to the material, I have included a new feature that was stimulated by the responses of prior readers. That new feature highlights the experiences of individuals who have read influence, recognized how one of the principles worked on or for them in a particular instance, and wrote me describing the event. The descriptions which appear in the reader's reports at the end of each chapter, or at the end of each chapter, illustrate how easily and frequently we can fall victim to the pull of the influence process in our everyday lives. I wish to thank the following individuals who, either directly or through their course instructions, or through their course instructors, contribute the readers' reports used in this edition. Pat Bobs, Mark Hastings, James Michael, Paul Arneil, Alan J. Resnick, Daniel Reference, Dan Steve, Daniel Retzlaff, Dan Swift, and Clara Basks. In addition, I would like to invite new readers to submit the similar reports for possible publication in a future edition. That they might be sent to me at the Department of Psychology, Arizona State University, Tampa, AZ 85287 line in the middle, 1104. RobertCialdini. Wow, guys, this looks like a really interesting and serious book. So I came in to start to read it. And this was an introduction of Influence by RobertCialdini. So guys, thank you very much. This is the end of the episode. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me. I really appreciate the fact that you choose to invest your time with me. And I hope that you learn something for the channel from this episode. And I can't wait to see you all on tomorrow episode of the Guys Book Club and the Zeki Book Club. Until then, take yourself and have a great time. Enjoy yourself and have a great time, and bye-bye. So today, guys, is Thursday. It's Thursday, 24 March 2022, and time now 17:53. And this is the first episode that I'm recording today, and I think I'm planning to record 5 episodes. So let's see. And let's move on. Yeah, today we are going to watch UFC 272. I finished to watch embedded the vlog and we call it countdown, and I'm pumped up to watch who is going to win Jorge Masvidal or Colby Covington. So let's go. היום 5/24/2022, שעכשיו היא 5:53, אז מחר אני נשאר באריאל. מחר אנחנו אוכלים ביחד עם סיגל והדר והחברות שלה, קנינו יין. שענו מאחוריי. זה ספרקינטיני כזה. שלטי פפרנק בבוק אחד עלה 65 על 250. התחילה להוציא את זה, יאללה, נקנה 2. מקסימום או שנביא לבית, או שישאר לי לשבצות אחרות שאני צריך להתארח, אז למה לא? ויאללה, אז כן, זה יהיה נחמד מחר, שבת אני כאן. היום אני מתכנן לסיים על להקליט את פוש של הקלטות. ומחר אנחנו יש לנו פגישה עם קאץ', ואחרי זה אני רוצה להתחיל לעבור ללימודים, חייב לעבור ללימודים כי אני ממש בפיגור. לעבור ללימודים, להקליט, לעשות את הפודקאסטים של הלימודים, ויאללה, לתת בראש, קדימה, בהצלחה, להתראות.